Yeah, 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 hey, yeah, hey.
Alright, welcome to the Natty Daddy Experience. It's your boy Natty Rob on this job. Today we have a young black woman who is currently incarcerated wrongfully for sex trafficking. She's currently being held in the FCI in Tallahassee, Florida, serving 120 months. So we got Nettisia Mitchell with us on the phone today to give her side of the story and how she was wrongfully convicted. How you doing in there, man?
I'm doing all right, holding up, blessed, best as I can be in this situation.
For sure. So take us back to the time before you got arrested. I know you was in a car accident before all this transpired.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, basically, I had a car accident March 16, 2020, and in the car accident, basically the person I was in the car with tried to turn to go on the ramp and beat another oncoming car, and the car T-boned my side. And in this accident, I was like severely injured. My ankle was broken too. My pelvis was cracked. I had internal bleeding, and my collarbone, both of my lungs were bruised. My collarbone was broken in 4 pieces. Yeah, it was a lot.
So after this car accident, how from that time till the time of the investigation, how long of a time was that?
So they didn't come get me till like a year later. I was locked up in December the 21st, 2021.
Okay, in 2021. Okay. So this was basically an investigation that started back in 2016 for your brother, but
that's correct.
And you wasn't a part of that investigation until 2021.
To 2020. Well, I guess, yeah, I would say 2021 because, yeah, that's when the indictment happened. Yeah, that's when they kind of get me. So all the way up until then, I wasn't a part. I had never even come up in the investigation.
Wow. This call is from a federal prison.
So take us to the you was at the house when the police came and.
Okay, so what basically what happened was after the car accident, I had to stay at the hospital, and due to the fact that I couldn't walk and I was like hit on each side of my body, I was released to the rehabilitation center. It's called, I can't even recall the name, something rehabilitation. Anyway, it was for me to learn how to use a wheelchair and get better mobility because I was broke up on so many sides. So after I left there, my mom and my brother and some girls, they came to pick me and my stuff up once they was releasing me from the rehab, and they trailed me to the house. So my mama ended up telling my brother that she has to work, so he'll have to help me. And in the midst of that, that's when everything just went crazy. So once my brother came over there, he just was like, okay, these my friends. It was only 3 girls. These my friends. They're here to help you. And we just gonna like keep the house clean, bring food upstairs and downstairs. So I was in a 2-story townhome. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So for the first couple of days, I slept on the sofa. My god sister was there. My mama was busy. Like the girls that my brother brought over there, they would come and go. So when I went to my first doctor's appointment to check on my ankle because the cast was on my ankle and there were staples on both sides. I had 14 staples on each side. And when he took the staples out, he x-rayed my chest, like my collarbone area. And he was like, he didn't understand why they didn't fix it when I was in the hospital because the bone was sticking through my skin. So I ended up back in the hospital again, like after I got out of rehab, getting surgery. And when I got home, I was back on the sofa sleeping, but it was uncomfortable for me because everything was so broke up. My legs swole, my collarbone messed up, I'm bleeding my tailbone. Like, it was so uncomfortable on the sofa, so I got a friend of mine to come over there and carry me upstairs. When I went upstairs, I wasn't able to get back down no more. So then, that's when my brother and the girls, they would just come and go over like a 2-week time span. Because by June, I was walking again. Because June, that's when my birthday came up. So by then, I was back walking. So over like a 2-week time span, come and spend the night. In the meantime, when they was spending the night, I guess they was going outside across the street from my home performing sexual acts on people. But I wouldn't know that because, mind you, when I get released from the rehab after having a second surgery, I had been put on like 5 medications, like muscle relaxers, pain relievers, nausea medicine, because the narcotics was so strong that it made me sick, like stuff to help me sleep because I couldn't sleep. Like I was on so much medicine. And who would notice, like if somebody coming in, shutting the door, like, so that wasn't like no concern of mine. I'm thinking maybe like they leaving, going to get some food, or coming back from just going to wash their clothes or whatever they doing. All I'm really worried about is how much pain on me. I'm trying to sleep through this pain. I had started losing all my weight, just rapidly just declining because it was so bad. Like I was so sick I couldn't even keep no food or make myself even eat no food.
Wow.
This call is from a federal prison.
Yeah, it was bad. So, following this 5-year investigation, a year later, they came and kicked in my door. I wasn't there. It was just my little cousin and her newborn baby because my little cousin had been in foster care, and she was only 18 at the time, and she was like 8 months pregnant, so I ended up letting her move in with me. So when they kicked in my door, they tore up my house. They took her phone. Mind you, while she's at home with a 2-week-old baby. So she had nowhere to contact nobody, nowhere to get no milk for her child, no nothing. So when she did end up going to the neighbor's house to text me on Facebook like, hey, these people just kicked your door and said they're looking for you. And I'm like, I don't even know what for, but earlier that morning they had called and tried to deceive me. Some police called me and was like, hey, I got to come pick some girl out of a lineup because something had happened with my car. A girl did something to my car, and they was like, we need you to come pick her out of a lineup and all type of stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I got a doctor's appointment. I can meet y'all there. So the man that I was with at the time, he was like, that don't sound like, that sound fishy. Don't go meet no police. You ain't never got to pick nobody out of no lineup after you already been signed a warrant on them. So I was like, you right. So then on my way coming home, I see like the front of my door look like it's broke. So I go in the back of my house to roll down my window and get my daughter, my cousin. She was like, you got to go. The police been over here. So I leave. Now, while I'm leaving, another detective called me. So I'm like, hey, hello. He's like, is this Ms. Mitchell? And I'm like, yes. He like, oh, well, you need to come turn your stuff in. You got a warrant in another county. And I'm like, a warrant? He was like, yeah, on the phase to appear in court. So I'm like, there's no way because I go to all my court dates. There's no way I have a fair to appear. I was like, well, okay, I'll let you know if I can meet up with you. He was like, if you don't meet up with me, I'm going to put out a worldwide search or something. Somewhere, like, wherever people see me, I guess they know I'm on it. So I'm like, okay, sir, thank you. And I just hang up the phone. So now I'm like, what's going on? I still don't even know what's going on when people start coming for me. So days go by. They get to write me off a fake Facebook page like somebody trying to get their hair done.
What?
Yes. Oh, and I found out that I didn't have an FTA. That's another thing. I ended up calling the county. They said I had an FTA, and the people said, no, I didn't have an FTA. My case had already been sent to the grand jury. It was nothing but a petty theft. So it's like, they're like, no, you don't have an FTA. So there's a second attempt. I'm like, these people is lying. Like, what is going on? So days go by. Y'all know, like, I had my little boutique. I was selling my clothes, my hair, my lashes and stuff. And people were still writing me on Facebook for clothes. So I was just sitting to my house. My little cousin was still there with her baby and a broken front door because she has nowhere else to go. So it's like I can't even go home because I don't know why these people look for me. Anybody will be scared, especially if they don't know like what the federal feds coming for them for to surround their house. You know what I'm saying? So they ended up following one of my customers. Somebody wrote me on Facebook. On Snapchat. He was like, wherever you at, be cautious. Describe what kind of car, all type of stuff. Just let me know, like, I just got pulled over by an unmarked car because I came from your house to buy an outfit. I was like, thank you. So now they're sitting on my house. They're following my customers, running people off just like I didn't kill somebody or kidnap somebody or something. So I'm like, what is going on? So like a couple more weeks go by. My mother was finally able to get in contact with the lead detective. And he ended up telling her, like, okay, well, this is what she wanted for. And she had to call him with, like, a lawyer on throughway for him to tell her. And he was like, well, all she got to do is she just got a warrant, and all she got to do is come turn herself in, and she'll be able to bond out, sign herself back out. It's no big deal. So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, Ma, I'm ready to go because I'm tired of looking over my shoulder and these people trying to lock me up for sex trafficking. And I know I ain't sex trafficking nobody. I have not drove nobody nowhere, got nothing like that. So I'm like, okay, so I go get my last meal before I turn myself in. I get down there, them people told me, you have been charged with 4 counts of sex trafficking with a superseding indictment. You will not get a bond and just everything. So I was in there just locked up. I've been locked up ever since they tricked me to turn myself in.
Wow. So you didn't get a trial, or you didn't have to plead out or nothing?
So later on down the line, 9 months later, I ended up having the trial date. But before that, they gave me a court date to see if they was gonna release me on pre-release, where I just go home on an ankle monitor. And the government was like, oh, she has a theft case here, that just a petty theft just in like 3 places. And they was like, she's a flight risk. And even though they didn't have evidence, the judge said, even though y'all don't have enough evidence for me to say she's a flight risk, I still choose to hold you here. And that way, I never got out.
Wow.
I kept trying to get out because I got this plate in my shoulder, just trying to have my surgery. I had braces. Like, they never let me out.
And you said all the jurors on the case were white.
Yeah, every girl on the case was white. Like, in our courtroom, the whole courtroom was white, from our judge to our lawyers to the prosecutors to the detectives. The only black people in that courtroom was me and my brother and his lawyer.
Wow. So do you get any type of, I don't really know how the feds work, you get an appeal?
Well, basically what I'm waiting on now is the government's briefing. They respond, so now I'm waiting on my lawyer to respond to their briefing. And then it's going to tell me, like, where they go, which way it'll go. And then I got some new laws that just passed. They go into effect February the 1st. So once them go into effect, I go from there.
Okay. Well, that's good news. So what happened to the alleged women who were victims, allegedly?
They walked away scot-free.
Wow.
They had human trafficking charges prior to ever meet my brother. And I guess in turn for them to testify against him, all of them walked away scot-free.
Wow, that's crazy. And do you think it was based on their skin color?
Definitely. All the black people in that courtroom was me and my brother. And it's in our paperwork. It'll tell you online, like, they was prostituting before they even met my brother. And due to the fact that I guess, whatever they had to roll up on him or whatever, they made them testify. And they say in the paperwork, like, this is not a normal sex trafficking case. They wasn't locked up. They wasn't in cages and stuff like that. They had cars, cell phones. They was able to go home to their families and all type of stuff. So, yeah, it's definitely because of their skin color. The detectives were white, the judge was white, prosecutor white. Even the prosecutor from Washington, D.C. was white. My brother had a black lawyer, and that was it.
Yeah, that's this justice system. So based on your experience, what changes would you like to see in the criminal justice system?
More fairness. Like, it's unfair. It's not fair that because of the color of our skin, we get more time. I feel like because of the color of my skin, that judge, he wasn't even trying to see my side of the story. He was so busy talking about, oh, I'm looking at the bigger picture, and you, as long as your brother is an epicenter of what's going on, you try to look at the bigger picture, but you forgot to pay attention to the smaller details. Had you went more into it, you would see there's no way humanly possible in the condition I was in, I would be able to make nobody do anything. There was a girl who lied and said I drove her around. How did I drive you around? I couldn't even drive myself around. And this girl that they charged me with only came to my house like once or twice and just came and told me, hey, my name is such and such. And I was like, hey, and that was the only interaction I even had with this girl. And for this girl to go in the interrogation room and lie like I drove her around or I tried to restrain somebody else, why would I restrain somebody from trying to attack a grown man allegedly? If they were trying to attack my brother, I would restrain the girls. That's what she said. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
That's a 5-year investigation, so my name had never even come up in that investigation. When I was mentioned at a 2-week time span. At a time, I was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's the thing about this justice system. It's their word against your word with no proof.
Yeah, there was no proof. There was nothing against me. But me not being in trouble and me having white lawyers that's telling me, like, oh, I'm not going to question those girls. You know what they've been through. Oh, if you don't take this deal, you're going to get 15 to 30 years, all type of stuff. So he's drilling this in my mind on top of the prosecutor coming to see me off record saying, oh, everybody on this case hates your brother. We're going to drag you down with him. Where else could I turn besides, okay, well, what I need to do? So basically, I just signed a plea deal, and the new lawyer they gave me, he wrote down what he wanted me to say. So I just said what he wanted me to say in court, which I shouldn't have done that. I really should have fought it, but, you know, I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. I ain't got no 15, 30 years to get nobody in no prison system. So it's just a bunch of BS, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry you having to go through this. So what's your support system like while you down there?
I mean, my mom checks on me. I have business with my mom. My friends, they check on me. But, you know,
This call is from a federal prison.
it's real hard. I'm not even going to lie. My mom's sick. My dad's sick. I'm battling with depression. Like, it's so much. It's so much and it's only so much I can take because I don't live the type of lifestyle that'll land me in prison. So the little support system I do have, like, it's only so much they can do. It's only so much supporting a person in a predicament like that. Mind you, I got 10 years for being mentioned in the 2-week time span. So it's only so much support can do.
Yeah, no, I feel that. So, well, I know you're in the Fed, so you have to do like 85% of that?
Yeah, I would have to do 8 years on a 10-year sentence. As long as I program, I've been taking all type of classes. I've probably taken over 20 classes. Once I get up to a certain amount, they'll take another year off, so that'll leave me with 7 years. I can do this drug program. That'll take a year off. That'll be 6, and if they give me a year halfway house, it'll be like 5.5 years that I would have to do.
Okay. So, you got any plans for when you get out?
Yeah, I just plan on, like, advocating. I plan on getting the word out there about how Montgomery, Alabama still does the African Americans, the black people. Because, like, that, it was crazy. Mind you, like, my co-defendant, she admitted to doing whatever she did to her own daughter, and they gave her just 5 years more than they gave me. They gave her 15 years. So basically, they gave her a slap on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? But she was a white woman. And you turn around and give me 10 years for being mentioned at the time I was mentioned. So it's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, they basically gave you time for the simple fact they didn't like your brother.
Basically. It's like the sister suffer the sins of the brother.
Wow.
Nobody tried to hear me like I didn't have a voice. My story didn't matter. Nobody cared what I had to say. Nobody cared that I was in an accident that I could have lost my life in. Nobody cared about nothing. And they don't care. They don't care about the emotional distress I'm facing here. They don't care about the mental distress it's so much going on here, and they don't care about it. They just want to throw another black person away. Just another person gone to the system.
Man, I'm sorry you're going through that. But it's something that needs to get out there though, because there's a lot of cases like this where black people get mistreated by the justice system. And when I seen it, you know, I'm like, how nobody talking about this? I'm like, stuff going on in Montgomery, that's my hometown. So I'm like, nobody talking about this, so.
Nobody's talking about it. You see how those white people jumped on them black people at the riverfront? That made TMZ. But why is nobody talking about how y'all are wrongfully convicting the black man and the black woman in Montgomery, Alabama? That's originally where the bus boycott started. Martin Luther King did his speech right there. We help end segregation. So how are y'all not talking about the injustice that African Americans are suffering in Montgomery, Alabama?
Right. That's what.
We need more people like really our generation, the younger generation. We have to come together. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but
I even reached out to the NAACP down there. They're not even trying to help me.
Yeah, I don't want to say this on record, but I feel like the NAACP is. Yeah, I feel like the NAACP is a joke.
Yeah, it's definitely a joke. They want to make it seem like, oh, I have a conspiracy to commit sex trafficking charge. Oh, it's frowned upon. Who gives a fuck about it, whether it's frowned upon? What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. All crimes are frowned upon.
Those are facts. Those are facts. Is there anything you want to let the people out there know before the call in?
I just want to tell everybody, like, we need y'all voices. Like, I can't fight this alone. Like, I'm only one voice. I need more people to speak up. I need more people to share the word so they can see, like, what's going on down there. It's ridiculous. Mass incarceration of the black man, the black woman. You see how they gave this little young boy, I can't remember, something with a burglary. They gave him 60-something years, and he wasn't even a shooter. So this is an ongoing thing that's going on in Montgomery, Alabama, and somebody needs to speak out about it, and somebody needs to do something about it. Like, it's out of hand. It's out of hand. Out of control. Like, there's something need to be done about it, period. These people, they just, how I don't understand in my case, how is y'all going to say somebody who was in a wheelchair, couldn't even drive themselves to therapy, made somebody go outside. Oh, mind you, there's no minors. The girl they charged me with conspiracy with, she's older than me. I'm 31 now, so she should be every bit like 37. So there's no minors, and everybody's trying to figure out how did this prostitution case go federal and turn into a sex trafficking case. I never drove nobody nowhere. I never took no money from nobody. I never forced nobody to do anything. I never coerced nobody to do nothing. None of that. But yet this is still a federal charge. How?
Yeah, this is a part of that. The failed justice system. It's a part of that for the black community, more so. Oh no, that's a sad situation. Hopefully you can get freer than sooner.
I'm trying. So right now I'm just trying to raise up money to get a proper lawyer to get me in court. That's the biggest issue, my biggest hurdle right now, just to raise the money to get me in court. Once I can get back in court and get me in front of somebody, I'm praying that I could be exonerated.
Okay. On that note, if anybody want to send her letters, I'm going to have the information in the description. I have her GoFundMe in the description and the Cash App in the description. I appreciate you calling in, though.
I will. Make sure you text me because it's probably a different Cash App that I want to send you. I don't want to put my mom's Cash App out there because they already making fake. There's like over 18 fake Facebook pages. They're making fake Snapchats trying to get money, fake Instagrams. So it's like, you know, I don't want them to make a fake Cash App with my mama name and all that. So I'll probably give you my niece Cash App.
Okay, yeah. What's the official pages?
The official page to contact me on is the Nettisia Solomon page. I have one TikTok. It has like 40,000 followers on it. I have one Instagram. It has like 5,000 followers. I have two Facebook, but the main Facebook I'm going to be on. 10:30. Yeah, and it has like 20 to 30,000 followers on my Facebook. So those are the main pages. Before sending any money, make sure to ask questions, inbox me or any of my friends on Facebook, and they'll be able to tell y'all like what the real page is. I have a new GoFundMe up though, and it's my friend. He's been sharing it, but I have to try to get him to send you the link. I can probably send you his name on Messenger, and y'all can collab like that.
Okay, yeah, please do that for me.
Okay, yeah, because he deactivated his page, so I had to send you his Messenger name. But yeah, so just attach all that, and I'll be in touch.
All right, yeah. Stay in touch. Keep your head up. Keep God first, and don't give up.
I won't. Thank you for doing this.
All right.
No, it's all love, man.
All right.